Mr. Popper's Penguins, Chapter 7. Captain Cook Builds a Nest. Very recently, Jane and Bill had to leave Captain Cook and go to school. Mrs. Popper was busy in the kitchen rather belatedly doing the breakfast dishes, and while she was dimly realizing that the penguin was going in and out of the refrigerator pretty frequently, she thought nothing of it at first. Meanwhile, Mr. Popper had abandoned his telephoning and was now busy saving and making himself neat in honor of being the owner of such a splendid bird as Captain Cook. But the penguin, though neglected for the moment, was by no means idle. With unusual excitement and having to go to market earlier than usual, Miss Popper had not yet got around to straightening the house. She was an excellent housekeeper, still with two children like Janie and Bill, and a husband with such untidy ways. There was no denying the fact that she had to pick up a place rather frequently. Captain Cook was now attending the picking up to the corners of every room. He prowled and poked and pecked with a busy thoroughness. Into every closet he stared with his white circled eyes. Behind of the furniture he crowded his plump figure with little subdued of curiosity, surprise, and pleasure. And each time he found what seemed to be like good looking for, he picked it up in the black end of his red beak and carried it, waddling proud on his wide pink feet, into the kitchen and into the icebox. At last it occurred to Mr. Popper to wonder what on earth the busy bird was up to. When she looked, she could only scream to Mr. Popper to come quickly and see what Captain Cook had done now. Mr. Popper himself, looking rather remarkable, as Mrs. Popper noticed later, joined her in staring with as astonishment into the refrigerator. Captain Cook came up too and helped them look. "Ork," he said with triumph. Miss Popper laughed and Mr. Popper gasped as they saw the result of Captain Cook's trips through the house. 2 spools of thread, 1 white chess bishop, and 6 parts of a jigsaw puzzle. A teaspoon and a closed box of safety matches, a radish, 2 pennies, a nickel, a golf ball, 2 pencil subs, 1 bent playing card, and a small ashtray, 5 hairpins, an olive, 2 dominoes, and a sock, a nail file, 2 buttons, of various sizes, a telephone slug, 7 marbles, and a tiny doll's chair, 5 checker pieces, a bit of graham cracker, a Parcheesi cup, an eraser, a door key, a button hook, a crumpled piece of tinfoil, half of a very old lemon, the head of a china doll, Mr. Popper's pipe, the ginger ale cap, an ink bottle cork, 2 screws, a belt buckle, 6 beads from a child's necklace, 5 building blocks, a darning egg, a bone, a small harmonica, a partly consumed lollipop, 2 toothpaste lids, and a small red notebook. "I guess this is what you call the rookery," said Mr. Popper. "The only thing he couldn't find was any stones to build his nest with." "Well," said Mrs. Popper, "those penguins may have heathen ways to self-pull, but I declare, I think this one is going to be quite a help round the house." "Ork," said Captain Cook, strutting into the living room. He knocked over the best lamp. "Oh, I think, Papa," said Mrs. Popper, "that you better take Captain Cook outside for a little exercise. Good gracious, but you're all dressed up. Why, you look almost like a penguin yourself." Mr. Popper had smoothed down his hair and shaved off his whiskers, and never again would Mrs. Popper have to reproach him for looking as wild as a lion. He had put on a white shirt, a white tie, a white flannel trousers, and a big pair of bright tan black shoes. He had got out of the cedar chest his old black evening trail coat that he had been married in, and brushed it carefully, and put it on too. He did indeed look like a little like a penguin. He turned and strutted like one now, for Mrs. Popper, but he did not forget his duty to Captain Cook. "Can I have a few yards of clothesline, please, ma'am?" asked Mr. Popper.